guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Clearwater Toyota, and guess what? We have that one sedan that is multi-versatile. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Toyota Crown. This particular one is an XLE trim. But before we get into this, what's called Oxygen White Toyota Crown, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Crown name goes back to the 1950s. It's been around a long time underneath that Toyota umbrella. Until recently, here in the United States, you don't hear or see anything about Crowns. Yeah, back in the 50s, we got a few little tastes, but that was about it. Now, the Crown went on in Japan, and this new generation of the Crown kind of takes a little bit different approach. It really tries to bring some higher end feel and finishes, but it's also bringing high fuel efficiency. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a little bit luxurious touch, but you don't want to go Lexus, if you're looking for major fuel efficiency, and you don't just want to go with a Camry or Corolla hybrid, is this Crown the way to go? Let's go ahead, let's dive in our XLE and find out. Right off the bat, Oxygen White, it really is beautiful. I don't know if Steven could pick it up on camera, but it's a pearlescent white, and it has, depending on what type of sunlight it's getting, has almost like a matte appearance to it at certain angles. Now, the front of the business, the Crown is actually quite sporty looking. It's got really slender headlight housings, LED headlights, LED turn signals, and daytime running lamps. Then you're gonna have a bunch of gloss black. Now, the gloss black is not my favorite, but with that being said, what's nice is they kept it all just smooth. No fake vents or anything like that on the corners, at least. Now, XLE, believe it or not, is the base trim for the Crown. You're gonna get a little bit of metallic silver, and like I said, the rest, an aggressive looking front end that's gloss black. Now, as we come across the front grille, you have functionality up top. You'll notice how that daytime running lamp runs all the way across the nose. Then you're gonna get into this massive fake vent area. Now, they did a good job using equilateral triangles to make it look like a design rather than just a grill, a fake grill. I guess I'm okay with it. So I'm gonna give it just a half a zonk because of the way that they did the finish with the triangles. Down below, it's fully functional. You got your bright metallic silver band that runs across the bottom, and then you have a gloss black lower lip that extends out. But for a sedan, it has a pretty aggressive look to the front end. Remember, this vehicle replaced the Toyota, not the Corolla or the Camry, it was the Avalon that it replaced. It's actually lifted a little bit, so you got a good amount of ground clearance, which is kind of nice. And this is one of those things, like a lot of people say, oh, I have to drive an SUV to get a little bit more visibility going down the road. With this, you could have your sedan and you get better visibility because you are up a little higher. Now, as we rise up, love the way that Toyota is working their front ends. It's a nice long slung hood, clean angular lines, which is very difficult to do. Everything else nice and smooth, because we still want to be a little weary about drag, because this is a hybrid vehicle. We want to get that maximum fuel economy, right? Now, as we come around the bend, when you go XLE, these are going to be the wheels that you have. Machined aluminum, gloss black. It's a 19-inch wheel. Tires are 225 on the width, 55 series sidewall. And what's great is that all of these Crowns are hybrid. So something to know about with these vehicles, all hybrid. There's a little bit of a difference between the Platinum and the limited trims compared to this one, and I'll tell you that when we pop the hood. Now, one thing I am gonna zonk is the flat black around the fender openings. That should be painted. Not digging it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Now, coming down the side, you do get gloss black on the mirror caps. From the side of the vehicle, you could see that this is a larger midsize. I almost want to call it a full size because it is bigger than a Camry, just like the Avalon was bigger than a Camry. No sunroof on this particular one, but you do have the bright, shiny metalwork top and bottom. that oxygen white on the door handles, and then a little bit of gloss black, which I'm okay with because it blends in with what's going on at the front. And I'm even okay with the flat black on the side skirt. But I don't want the flat black around the fender openings. Coming towards the rear, you get a nice sleek roof. I love the way they work the rear pillar, kind of blending it with the black here, and then the way the bright shiny metalwork comes to a knife point instead of following all the way around this bottom portion. Now, as we come around, it's got a nice flow. Like I said, it sits up higher than your normal sedan. You got full LED lighting. All of these are also all-wheel drive, so that's another nice touch. And if you're wondering, what does this mean? Hybrid electric vehicle. It's a hybrid. All hybrids are electric vehicles, guys. It's just not a full EV. It is, repeat, it is not a full EV. Now, what's interesting is they make you think that this is going to be a liftback, but it's not. You actually have a trunk right here that's going to open up and give you some nice space. Love the way they kind of did like a rose color on the taillights here with the red, all LED, little bit of, look at this, like Ruffles potato chips with the crown badge across the back. And then working our way down the ground level, just the same. You got a little bit of flat black, a little bit of silver that you see on the side of the vehicle. But I like the way that they kind of didn't wrap the bumper all the way around. I think it would make it look a little fat in a bad way. But it would also make it look like a marshmallow, sort of. So, but I'm digging the look. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the look. Let's go pop the hood and talk about the engine. All right, guys, you got the hood popped open. There is a prop rod, which I am gonna zonk. There should be hood struts to hold the hood open. There are two different engine choices. The base setup is gonna be a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with the hybrid power. If you go higher trim, you can get that max setup, which is a turbocharged 4-cylinder with the hybrid power. But all of them, like I said, all-wheel drive. Underneath the hood, this one is nothing to shy away from because it is the bulletproof engine. That is that naturally aspirated 2.5 liter inline 4 with the electric motor. It produces 236 horsepower. It uses a 0.6 kilowatt nickel metal hydride battery. Now, I know some people are like, well, why doesn't it have lithium ion? The good news about the nickel metal hydride is they last forever. Like, that technology has been around way longer than lithium ion. It does use a CVT, 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds. Top speed is governed to 116 miles an hour, but here's the kicker. In this big sedan, this big lifted sedan, 42 MPGs in the city, 41 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs right around 4,063 pounds. So that's really where you're gonna win. I mean, think about that. Over 40 miles per gallon in this larger vehicle. That's quite astonishing. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see it roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Toyota Crown XLE. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, this vehicle's gotta be over $50,000, having some luxury touches, being a little bit larger than a Camry, and the great fuel economy. Well, guess what? You're wrong. It's not more than $5,000. It is more than $5,000. It's not more than $50,000. Now, you're probably saying, well, how much is it then? The way that this one is spec'd, you're looking at an MSRP of $44,000. Not too bad, but let's see what you get. To the door panels. I do like the clean style. Now, that's a good thing and a bad thing because it is a little boring. It is nice soft touch up top, in the middle, down on the bottom. You do have some metallic black around the switchgear, which is going to get some fingerprints, but I do like the copper trim, the contrast stitching. Door pocket is okay. Maybe 2 chili dogs from Checkers and a large strawberry shake to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, digging how they kind of styled the AC vents, especially with a little bit of copper tone. Same thing here. They should have just used this color a little bit more. Slide on in, you're gonna get the large and in charge 12.3-inch infotainment system. I could bring up my energy flow to show you how that hybrid setup works. And as you can see, there's an electric motor on the rear wheels. That's how the rear wheels are powered, plus the other electric motor. And then of course, that's our nickel metal high drive battery. And that's our 2.5 liter inline four. But it's that same familiar multimedia software from Toyota. Works really well. You can set up all the different driver profiles. Let me throw it in reverse. Camera quality is great. Nice resolution. Look at the trajectory. Looks great. And it's a good size. Even though it doesn't take up all 12.3 inches, this is still a good size, and I'm happy with that. Working our way down, heated seats and ventilated seats, 3 stages apiece. You got your nice digital readouts for your dual climate control, heated steering wheel, wireless charging, some more of that metallic grayish black finish. As you can see, it does get fingerprints, but they're easy to clean off. 2 USB-Cs, some copper tone, and then you got a weird setup here for cup holders. So this is a cup holder, this is a cup holder, this is like a holder for some Tic Tacs, or you could fill this up with Tootsie Rolls. Electric shifter for the CVT with some of that copper tone. We got our different drive modes, and I like the way they did the trim here. Now, we have some different keys. One of these is the right one. No, is it? Yep, this is it. So it does say Crown on the back. A little hard to see there, but it does say it. And then you got your buttons. Maybe it was hard to see because it was upside down. There you go. Toyota Crown. You got your, I wish they would give you a special, like, upgraded key fob. These key fobs are getting a little, like, long in the tooth. Soft finish. Watch this. I could open it up for me. I could also open it up for you. Somebody decided to put some trash in here. That's not nice. USB-C, a 12 volt. This is cool because what you could do is you could keep all your G.I. Joe weapons in here, and then you could fill this up, I would say about 40 different G.I. Joe action figures. I used to love, one of the things I used to love about G.I. Joe was when I used to go to the store with my mom or my dad to get a new G.I. Joe action figure. You read the back and it gave you like a little bit of a bio about the G.I. Joe character that you were looking at, whether it was Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander. I even remember when Sergeant Slaughter, the WWE, WWF wrestler, was part of G.I. Joe. That's crazy. Seats, these are nice. Soft touch, the piping, the stitching, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver, of course. This one doesn't have a sunroof. I'm okay with that because we got ventilated seats. I like that, and I like the black headliner. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you behind the wheel in this Crown. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have a small little Crown sill plate badge there. Looks good. I just wish, just like you probably had some people tell you, I wish it was a little bigger. I just wish that was a little bigger. It's kind of, I'm sure, on your side of the fence, hard to hear that all the time, but it just would have made more sense, right? Because this is a Crown. You do have your full electric assist on your seat controls, which are nice, including lower lumbar. Seats are great in here. Plenty of headroom. I'm 6 feet tall. Steering wheel, you got the leather. You got that nice baseball stitching. A little bit of the copper, mostly flat black on the buttons. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you do have that nice large digital gauge cluster. Watch this. Look at this, like a video game. You got custom mode, sport, normal, eco. Love the graphics, love the colors, love the fonts, and it's so easy to read. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat because I want to take you for a spin in this Crown. All right, guys, back seat time, and here's where the Crown kicks some booty. Plenty of headroom, plenty, more than a Camry. Love the seats. You got pockets behind both front seats, so you can fill this up with some books. Get your kids reading again. I'm a big reader. I read every day. And when I say read, I'm not talking about posts on Facebook. I'm talking about reading books with pages. At the minimum, put a freaking Kindle back here. That's all I gotta say. Little command center, you got a little bit of that copper tone finish, 2 USB-Cs, nice large AC vents. I'm sitting back here feeling good. You do have heated seats. You activate them by hitting the button right by the window switch. So you got your window switch, and then you got your heated seat button. And then pull this bad boy down. Ooh, look at that. And they give you a little bit of color, a cover here to make you feel special. Boom. 2 cup holders. Boom. Ba-boom. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into that trunk area and see what we could stuff inside this Crown. All right, guys, time to pop the trunk. Remember, this is not a liftback. It's not a hatchback. They actually hide the button really well within the trim. Right here, you're gonna hit that. Pop goes the weasel. Lift it up. You're gonna be greeted to 15 cubic feet of space. A lot of room for a sedan. Seats obviously fold down. And then what do we have underneath the cargo liner? Nice spare. There we go. I like to see that. Lots of brands are getting rid of those spares, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you're stuck on the side of the road. But why don't we go ahead? I don't plan on getting stuck. I plan on going on throttle, so let's go for a little spin in this Crown. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Toyota Crown XLE. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into sport mode, and we are gonna go for a little spin. What's great is right away, you're gonna find that this vehicle is so comfortable. It really is. And like I said, if you want a little bit more upward visibility, this will give it to you without having to go SUV. And that's a big plus. Now with the all-wheel drive, you're gonna get that instant traction. It is just a little bit of a delay because of there being an electric motor on the rear wheels. But other than that, in normal driving conditions, it really does operate very flawless. And the fact that 100% of this vehicle comes from Japan just has a little bit extra cool factor to it, I must admit. But let's go on throttle here and see how it goes. You ready? On throttle. So not the fastest of the Crowns, but still has plenty of pep. And with the all-wheel drive, especially when surface underneath the vehicle gets a little loose and slippery, this will provide you the grip that you need and that you want. Visibility is fantastic. Getting to that 12.3-inch infotainment system is well within reach. Even visibility out the back, you would think with the higher rear of the car, it'd be hard to see out of. It isn't. It actually is, visibility is great. You got your Toyota Sensing 3.0 in here, so you got all your safety features that you could think of. Wireless charging, and my favorite part are the heated and ventilated seats. To me, that is where you want to be with this vehicle. But in sport mode, that's going to change how the engine and the transmission behave, the sensitivity of the steering, and throttle sensitivity. But here we go, round and round and round, on throttle. I guess the other bit of bad news is that this does have a CVT. I know it's not many people's favorite, but remember, the Toyota CVT is unique to Toyota because it does have a first gear, and then the rest of the system is the continuous variable transmission setup. So just something to remember with the Toyota. This is not like a Nissan CVT, far from it. And the fact that you're getting over 40 miles of the gallon in the city, that's one of the reasons, is because of it having that transmission that helps with the MPGs. Not too much road noise, which is good. No wind noise, so they did a great job on the sound deadening material. And it's just a very balanced vehicle. It actually, it's pleasurable to drive. And it's comfortable to drive. And it's just a car that you know that's going to be reliable forever. I mean, let's just be real here. It's that 2.5 is it's a very, very reliable engine. And then, of course, the hybrid setup in this vehicle is very, very reliable as well. But I like the way you have the energy flow display, all the soft touch. The fact that your passenger can open this up and you could open it up is really, really nice to have that similar setup there, just waiting for the traffic to get by here. All right, here we go. On throttle. It does have that instant torque from the electric motors. And that's gonna help with the overall driving experience. But a car that I feel like a lot of people misunderstand, at the end of the day, really does bring some pleasant surprises and some really unique attributes to it. But I hope that this has been a good, quick review of this Crown XLE. We're gonna get back to Clearwater Toyota and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day here at Clearwater Toyota. Definitely got to thank Chris and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2025 Oxygen White. It's actually one of Steven's favorite colors. Steven loves white cars. At least he loves filming them. I don't know. I think maybe he owned one white car, possibly. But anyways, definitely got to thank Chris. Let me know what you think, though. Is this a nice blending of fuel efficiency and luxury, more so than what you would find, say, from a Honda Accord or even Toyota's very own Camry? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Got to give out to Stephen Flood. He loves filming the white cars, so we're going to bring more. We're going to bring more white cars for Stephen Flood. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.